Hello and welcome back to another Epic 7 video where today I feel like talking about family, or at least the incorporation of family in the story of Epic 7. This video is going to be very rambly, so you're free to click off if you want. Actually, one thing. I was thinking about reviewing some fanfiction on Archives of Our Own. I saw some Epic 7 fanfictions that made me want to grill my eyes alive. You know, I entered there expecting Ross Mercedes to be the top thing, and I shouldn't have been I should have been I don't know what I expected. I saw a lot of Ron Zahak. I've seen a lot of Sid Dingo. I've seen a lot of Crow Kron for some reason. There's FU Violet Furious, whatever's going on there. You know, it's a wild world we live in. I don't even know. If I make a video about that, I don't even know how to begin commentating or... I'm just gonna stop here. Let's go back to the real main topic of this video. Family in video games, or at least in the Epic 7 story. So when it comes to family in Epic 7, realistically speaking, you live in a family, or you've had a mother and a father. You know, the statistics say that majority of people have a sibling. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but how is the population of humanity going up if every mother and father is having one child, you know? So statistically speaking, you should have a sibling. Statistically speaking, you have parents. There is no way you're just born like that. And that's what pisses me off with Epic 7 story. There's just no family. It just doesn't exist. I understand. Recently we've had Summer Sharklet event, which admittedly featured some family. You have Christy, Melanie, really good characters. I'll talk about them in a bit. You have Alencia as Euphene's aunt. You have Luna as Euphene's half-sister. I can't remember if there's any other siblings in the story. And that's what's pissing me off. I know. Araminta, married, but her husband is dead. You have Corvus, also married, but we never see his wife. I understand. Haste's father, his lover was Melissa, but we don't see that, or at least it's... Blood and Roses doesn't really open up much about that. Realistically speaking, you can count how many families there are in Epic 7 with one hand, even though it really shouldn't be. You know, the lack of parents isn't exactly something I'm surprised about. I mean, it's a fantasy story, you know, everyone lives without a family. Makes sense, right? And I understand part of it is culture is evolving. I don't know why Western culture and Eastern culture is very obsessed with, hey, the moment you hit 18, you must move out, you must do this, you must do that. I understand. People move out of their families' homes. But when you have a character, for example, Commander Lorena, or that 4-star archer, the Earth Archer, you know, the guy people use in Banshee Hunt. When you have young characters, we're not even talking full adults, we're talking literal teenagers who become knights, who become something. It's just, where are the parents? Literally, why are these characters knights in the first place? Okay, they got their parents' agreement and they became knights. I really hate how these characters act as if they just spawned there. No one has a backstory. No one has a family to go back to. No one shows concern for this or that. Violet, his parents died, poor lad. But like, one thing I really liked about Violet's backstory is that his father's death caused a drastic change in him. He flirted with women, trying to fill a void in his heart. And the one time he finally decides, yes, I'll become a Perland Raider, I'll restore honor to my family's name, is when his mother dies. When his mother died, he realized, hold up, I need to be at her deathbed. Unlike his father who died when Violet was outside. You know, it's like, this is the turning point for Violet that made him into the character he is. Anyways, let's talk about Christy Melanie. So in Sharklet event, what made Melanie Christie so good? It's because they're siblings. I don't know about you, Chief, but when I see a controlled sister worry for a uncontrollable sister, You know, when I see the usually calm sister care about the carefree, full of energy, troublemaking sister, that just makes me shed a tear. Like, I'm not saying I'm heartless, I'm not saying I'm easy to please, it's just, it hits a sweet spot for me. And that made me wonder, how many of those do we have? I'm sorry to say, Alencia kind of fails me in this aspect. God damn, that it took so long for Caesarea to S3 there. God, why? Anyways, point is, Alencia Euphine feels okay-ish, fine enough, but Luna Euphine, it doesn't feel legit. It's there for the sake of the story demanding it to be there. It's there as an afterthought. It's not there because it's their main motive, if you will. And that's what's pissing me off, because Christy Melanie, they don't need complicated scenes, yet their characters shine. And then you have Luna, Euphine, Alencia, complicated family. It just doesn't work out. I don't know. I'm getting very rambly. As I said, there is really no format. There's no forethought into this video. All I can say is, it seems like Epic 7 writing is trying to reflect real life, because, as I said, most people, they romanticize the idea of just hitting 18, leaving your family, leaving your parents, leaving your siblings, and just going to live your own life. I don't have much to say, so I'll end it here. What do you think? Do we need more families in Epic 7? I think we do. It would be cool if we see, I don't know, someone's mother and she's actually a good character. I mean, look at either Diane. Sure, Diane dies, and then what becomes of either? Nothing. Actually, sorry, we're going to continue this video for 2 more minutes, because I want to talk about either Diane really quick. Remember when Epic 7 released and they made a paper saying, yo, our either's sister is actually a legend, rumored throughout the lands, revered to even, respected. Yet where is she? We never see either's sister mentioned in the story. We only see her mentioned in his catalog when you download the game, and then, it shows you backgrounds of the character. Yeah, that's when we see, or that's when we hear about either's sister. There's a rule: show, don't tell. Is either's sister dead? We will never know. In the end, it's like they make a love story with Basque, and then either himself, we don't know his father. Why? What happened to either's father? Why is either living alone as a king? Where is his sister? Where is his father? It just doesn't make sense. Okay, Diane died, Vildred killed her, I understand. But like the events that followed, the reputation made me respect either. The event, My Night Would Never, a Krau's event, actually expanded on either's event, or either's character. It told Charles, if you don't respect either as a man, as a king, how do you expect him to grow up as a king? And similarly, this happens in real life in school. If you keep treating kids as kids, if you keep treating these people as below you, beneath you, how do you expect them to grow up into real people? How do you expect them to be ready for the real world? A part of the reason why the internet is so appealing is because people see you as you. They don't see you as a bratty young child who's just whining, talking about family in a gacha JRPG game. I signed this off. Hope this video was worth the watch, because honestly, it just came to my head and I had to talk about it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.